So round 4 of Batley Buggy Club, and I can't attend this because I'm on holiday with the family up in Scotland. But what I can do is send my car. One of my neighbours and a good friend, he races minis with me, and he's been watching my progress with buggies and thought, well, I'd like to have a go with that. Well, as opposed to my car just sitting there doing nothing for round 4, I might as well let him borrow it and see how he gets on. So let's see how he gets on. So during the day I kept asking Dean for updates to see how we were going, and these are the text messages I got back. I can't talk about how his day was going because I weren't there. I was in Scotland, so I'm going to read out verbatim more or less, maybe the odd word change, exactly what he said. And they think I won't include that on the video, but I will. First practice went well, just had a few silly mistakes, giving it a bit too much in the corners sometimes and creating a bit of grip roll. At the beginning, had a bit of a snafu trying to make a baby buggy in the spirit of Valentine, so I got all tangled up instead of making one. Jumping went well and started to really get to grips with the car and the way it goes. It's definitely a different step to minis, but not that dissimilar, except they're twice as big and they've got suspension and they jump and they're powerful and fast. But I see where you're going with it, Bal. Now we're up to second qualifying. Accidentally missed the start of second qualifying due to being unable to hear the announcements. But that put me down on everybody else. But everybody else managed to hear the start of their race, mate. Anyway, car was quick and I could have easily let the lateness get to me, fair enough, but I just started churning out the laps, and to say I was 30 seconds down, I climbed up places. Result. Although I did want to go and say a friendly hello to a marshal down by the 3 bumps at the corner after I got a bit giddy and sent it a bit too hot and cranked it into a wall. However, I was able to set my fastest lap of the day. Well, fair play, mate. So next qualifying, I assume this is now qualifying 3. Next qualifiers, easy to say. Next quali was best so far. 15 laps and still improved lap times. Going sub 18, I assume that means seconds, but just my lap times are inconsistent, just as expected. Yeah, it can be hit and miss. Car went well, just a few snafus in this round. Less marshalling interventions making a massive difference. In other words, you were driving a bit more consistently, mate. This made time up for sure, and I was up really early, a whole round before I needed to be, but at least I didn't miss my heat. Yeah, fair play. Q4, much better this round. Boost turned up a little and the car felt much better. Was in the lead for most of it, but the guy who ended up taking it was just way too fast and I buckled under his pressure. Fair enough. Kept second and was going great, just starting to get a little overconfident at times, and as a result ended up on my roof. Yeah, that happens. Navigating the back markers was difficult. Yeah, it can be, as I was catching them way too quickly, but that's part of it. Yeah, absolutely. Seems as though it's progressing well each qualifying though, so that's good. Let's see what Dean says about his final. Ended up going up 2 places. Was a very scrappy race, with one of the cars being warned about taking people out after taking me out near the final hump, leaving me stuck behind it, not knowing where I was, which lost lots of time. I got my head down and just started driving hard again, making some really good runs and passing people to catch up. But down the straight, one of the cars cut in front of me and I was trying to overtake and barreled me straight into the wall. Yeah, that kind of happens. A few tangles and some marshalling snafus stunted my progress. The crux of it is he enjoyed it that much he's bought my car, so you know, it's all's well that ends well. Didn't necessarily set off with the intention of him buying the car, but you know, we can always sort other cars, can't we?
Right then, so we've got somebody upside down on the straight, so not the cleanest of starts. But we'll tell you how when they come round.
Marshall! Marshall!
So Stu Richard from Jack. So Jack has probably underqualified. He should be one of the faster cars in this without doubt. But you can't win it on the first lap. Get to 5 minutes. There we go. So Jack's out front now. He should, if he keeps his head together, be able to pull away from the field. Take the win. Right, drivers, I must tell you, you absolutely have to pass cars cleanly, even if you're lap in front. Yeah, so we are lucky. And if you've got a green car, particularly, we're definitely watching you. Anyway, let's go back to where we are. So Jack, after 1.5 minutes, is 5.5 seconds clear of the field. So Finley movement from Tony Ford, that's where the battle is for second and third.
2, 6, 8, 1, 6, 7, 5, 2, 3, 4.
Just be careful on the straight. Careful on the straight. On the straight, be careful. Clear. Right, so it looks like Jack's had some kind of car failure. So that means Tony Ford's out front. Where's Tony? Coming over the tabletop now, so this kind of teal, turquoisey type coloured car.
Ugh.
Apple coming onto the straight.
I'm like 9 laps down now, so I'm not winning it. Yeah, look at that, I've got a minute.
2, 3, 9, 7, 4, 10, 5, 8.
let's have a look. Finley, Tony, and 1 and 2, and we've got 20 seconds to go. On the straight, go wide on the straight, go wide on the straight. Slow on the straight, please. That car's on the other side, Marshall.
So overall, it's just nice to be nice, isn't it? And if you've got the opportunity to lend some of your kit out to somebody, do. You never know, you might get a new racer enjoying the hobby as much as we do. So yes, it's nice to be nice. I'll put it on the video.
No, you won't.
Oh well.
No, don't.
What do you mean? No, don't. Then don't come in and do it then. Honestly.